And here we go in Indonesia. What a great clip. This is the YALIN Men's 8-Ball World Championships. We've had 3 major tournaments, 3 world titles here in Indonesia. This is one of them. $250,000 on offer. This is a last 16 of the men's tournament. And between those two gentlemen right there, both on the stream tables before, both with some great matches. I believe they both had at least 4 break-and runs apiece in their previous matches here. Dennis GRABE from Estonia and KACI from Albania. And this is George Teja, and I'll be joined in the booth by Dutch champion Tim de Ruyter, my good friend. How you doing, Tim?
Hey, George. Pleasure to be back in the booth again, and this is going to be a very steamy match, I think. Both players obviously very known, very capable players. I think we're in for a good one.
We sure are. In his match with Sean Malayan, Dennis GRABE went on and ran 5 tables in a row. And here he is, breaking first in this race to 10 now, not race to 8, because we're in the last 32nd. It goes to 10, as for the rest of the tournament. And we're off and running. 8-ball on the break. How about that? First time we've seen that. The ball will spot up. The referee, Zane Bernard from New Zealand, quick to grab that 8-ball. And Dennis with a nice spread. Tim, what's he going to do here?
Well, I wish the answer to that would be very simple. The 5-ball, a little bit of a lonely soldier on the left. No other solids near it. So you could say the stripes may be a little bit more favorable, but then the 10 doesn't go to the bottom right. So he was trying to nudge the 10 already straight out, and he's found the gap. He's already in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, he's got a tough shot here. And he did Eklund a favor by opening up the 6-3 if Eklund comes to the table.
Extension.
They have 60 seconds after the break and then a 30-second time clock playing 8-ball. Eklund KACI, the Golden Eagle from Lac Albania, against, I didn't know this was his nickname, Mr. Grapefruit, Dennis GRABE from Estonia, from Tallinn. KACI does get to the table.
Yeah, it was a
on a
tough shot for Dennis to play, honestly. Long shot. And now the main thing is leave yourself angle on the 4 to open up the 5.
And so be it. He has it. He played it. Insurance ball would be the 2-ball. You could slide up the rail like this and go up for those 2 balls on top. Perfectly played. What a good shot by KACI there to make sure he caught the inside.
Yeah, I could have played that real soft, trying to be playing a cute bump. But I think I like the way he's played it. Just to make sure he always was going to have a solid hit on the 5. No risk with the cue ball. And now on his way to capture the opening rack.
Yeah, KACI had a great match with Sanjin Pelevanovic from Bosnia-Herzegovina. He had two table runs and 4 break-in runs. So 6 racks out of 8, he was perfect. I point out those matches because I was able to commentate those matches, so I know exactly what I saw and took note.
Well, KACI,
And
very known for his big break he has, and especially an 8-ball hand rack that usually comes in quite handy. But we did see some great breaks from GRABE against... No, I actually lost who he was playing against, and I'm also not sure if
Malayan.
we did it together.
Sean Malayan,
Yeah, against
we did it together.
Malayan, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, he was breaking the balls absolutely perfect. Same position as he was
Sure.
breaking off in the first rack too. He managed to, well, run out of shape and miss the ball. But overall, on the break, I don't think he has much to complain. So, if both are going to break the balls so good, that automatically gives me a great feeling about this match.
Well, KACI will be breaking in game number 2, and on his way to this final 16, he defeated David Zalman from the Czech Republic, then Sanjin Pelevanovic, Mark Ajit from Estonia, and Alex Pagalainen in a hard-fought battle that he was trailing at first from Canada. So he's gone through four very, very good players. And now he faces Dennis GRABE. His opening shot. What do you think there, Tim? You like the solids? Except for the 11 ball.
Well,
Unless
he
he
is
takes them
queuing
now.
quite awful queuing over the 5 to, for example, start with the solids. The one in the top corner. You can go either way. If you make one good shot on the 1 ball, I don't think would be too difficult. But same goes for the stripes. I think both of them are available. The 3 does go to the top right by the 12. The red 3 ball. So, a little bit of a weird position to be in. Also a tougher 15, a little bit off angle and also awkward queuing. The ball doesn't go to the side maybe. I'm not sure. From this angle I would say that's the 11 ball.
Oh, and that stays out. So an open table for Dennis. I think it's a ball down from each set. So there's 6 stripes and 6 solids, and of course the 8 ball. But The stripes are readily available. The only problem would be the 11, Tim.
Yeah, it depends a lot on how you get on the 13. I think most of the shapes on the 13 will give you something on the 11. But still some traveling to do. And when there's traveling, there is a risk. Well, I would not think about shooting this 15 to the side pocket. Rather lay up the cue ball on the long rail and shoot it in the bottom left. Just to be sure. Well, he's trying everything in his power for me to be wrong. He is awkward over the 2-ball though.
Oh, that kiss is going to force his hand and make him shoot it to the side, Tim. These side pockets are challenging, especially at the angle that he's looking at, but he's awful close to it, so see if that helps.
Well, he is a bit on the rail, so that limits his options. Can he still go forward and not run into the 6? If he's able to just go by it, the 11 does go to the top left or in the left center. Oh, a little short. And the 8 doesn't go to the bottom left, so not the ideal shape. We'll have to move the cue ball a lot more now. Maybe low right around the 7 to get to the left side of the 8, or maybe top left. But we are going to see that cue ball move. No, he was straight on it.
He's going to take the steep cut on the 8 ball. Both of these guys have a great advantage. They can reach just about everything on the table. KACI is about 6'5". Dennis is not any shorter. I don't think he's missed it. He's about 6'4", maybe.
Yeah, that's now 2 misses in this match for GRABE. Now, KACI might have to play the 5 with a pace to where he nudges the 8 out of the way in front of the corner. Because the 7 and the 6 kind of rely on this shot. They don't go to the bottom right.
Well, he missed the 8. He's in a little bit of trouble here. He can't cut the 7. He can play the 1-3 combo. Doubtful. Is he going to back cut the 7?
7 ball, corner pocket.
He is.
I just didn't think.
And, yeah. He would have been better off, no, because he could make it anyway. I was going to say he'd be better off playing the 1-3 combo, but either way, Dennis comes up with the game. And the break for the next one. tied at 1 for game number 3. KACI is a Predator-sponsored player. You can find a lot of information on him at PredatorCubes.com on the pro team. They give you information like, I believe they give you like his age of 26, Q he plays with, some of his accomplishments, which are 18 titles, 2-time World 10-ball champion, 2022 semi-final finish in the World 10 balls, Europool 8-ball champion, and 3-time Albanian snooker champion. Also a 2019 American straight pool champion. Interesting.
Yeah, now you mentioned actually snooker. I do remember a time where both Eklund and me, we were playing in the World Junior Championships in Belgium one year. And yeah, it's just such a long time ago. I completely forgot he used to play quite a lot of snooker. So he does have a quite solid background, technique-wise, I would say.
Ball to the side, another one to the other side.
I just like his break so much. It's the position where he's breaking from and the hit he's been having on the break. Not just this match, just every time I've seen him break the balls like this. I just like it a lot. The spread is looking good. Good impact. The stripes are looking good in general. Roll the 11 in, take the 12. Go down table. Probably 11, 12, 9. Use the 14 to get to the 13. And then 10, 8. That might be my route, but let's see. He's instantly going for the 12. So I'm already wrong on the first shot.
It's not a contest, Tim. The players make their decisions. We just try to figure out what they might do and give the options. So you're never wrong in my book.
You're always so comforting. Thank you. I was still disappointed though, but well, he instantly got to the 13. That 13 definitely was the ball to look at because it doesn't go to the bottom right. All the other stripes are quite well available, I would say. So he went straight to his, well, it's not a problem ball, but the ball that needs slightly bit more work. He's in prime shape now, and now, well, either way, I think I like the 9-14-8, but could still play 14-9-8. I like to be 9-14-8 because the 8 doesn't go to the bottom right. And the 14 gives you shape on the right side automatically. Yeah, speedy break a run. So he has missed 2 balls this match already. But he is in a 2-1 lead, and safe to say, with how well he's breaking, who knows what's coming.
Yeah, both these players, I mean, I think either one of them at the table, it's kind of, as you just said, safe to say, they may string some racks together. So if you make a mistake, it's not going to cost you that game. It may cost you a few more. And as we've seen with a 5-ball break and run by Dennis and a 4-ball break and run by KACI in previous matches that we called, it'll happen right here too. Such big breaks by both guys. They both have that same advantage, so, just goes to show how evenly matched. KACI is an 831 Fargo, ranked 110 by the WPA. I guess he doesn't play very many WPA events. He used to be a number 1 ranked player for the WPA. Dennis, a number 2 ranked WPA with an 804 Fargo. Here he is breaking game number 4, leading 2 games to 1.
Well, a lot of balls tracking towards the center pocket on the right and the top right. If you look at the replay, just look, side pocket, 14 missed, then the top corner. Bunch of balls tracking towards that corner, but nothing going in. Now, if KACI would like to start with the solids, I might consider playing the 4-9, the 14-9-4 combination. So calling the 4 in the top right. Cannot imagine him going for stripes if you look at where the 11 ball's laying by the side pocket. The 9 ball doesn't go in the top right. Just quite the difficult run out. On the other side, the 4 is available in the open, so he doesn't have to go for that 3-ball combination. I've always been a little bit of a trick shot guy, George, so...
Little trickster, huh? Well, this is a little, he's a little straight here. He's going to follow the cue ball. Is he going toward the 1 ball or to the 3 ball? It looks like the 1. And from the 1, he can go to the 4, from the 4 to the 5, the 6, and the 3, and the 8. Any combination thereof. You know, we talked about KACI being a Predator-sponsored player. So is Dennis GRABE. As I looked over at his cues over there, I see the break cue and the older jump cue.
Extension.
Well, it's left himself a long 3-ball. Good news is, shape guaranteed on the 8. Missing this is probably gifting the rack to GRABE.
Missing is not something KACI does very often. And after a break and run, and we talk about how strong his break is, he breaks dry, and KACI takes the table run. And by the way the balls are breaking, I would venture to say that Zane Bernard is doing a very good job of racking those balls for these gentlemen with the Predator Arrow Rack on these Argo 2 Predator balls. On this Predator Arc table, new design to Europe within the last 2 years, 3-piece slate, and they've tightened up the pockets so that it plays awfully tough, forcing these players to play better position and better angles to move the ball around to get that better position.
Yeah, did not strike the ball too clean on that break. Quite some bit of topspin on the cue ball. Came up dry. Now, what does Dennis have? Don't think he has a starter on the solids unless he wants to go for a long shot on the 2. Or maybe the 7 ball. He's got this cut on the 10. Is he going to try and run into the 6? No, he's run into the 11. He might not have much future.
He's run into trouble. He has to cut the 11 to the long corner on the bottom left.
Extension.
I think he's forced to shoot that, Tim.
11 corner pocket.
Ooh. Well, the only good news I can bring to Dennis is he is now blocking that corner pocket with the 11. The bad news, there's none of the solids near that corner.
Extension.
And this is pretty much his only opening shot other than the straight in 5 ball.
Well, might have to shoot the 6 with inside running into the 14. I know it's a little bit more tricky of a shot, but I feel like he has to get on the 7 ball as soon as possible. If the 7 does go by the 3, then he could still later on, maybe after 5 now, or an angle he gets on one of the 4 balls down table to get back up for the 7, but I would have liked to maybe get on the 7 ball right away.
He might get on the 7 here. He's going to draw this ball into the 2 and slide up towards the 7. that just laid right for the shot, and that took care of the two up on top. If you could have got just a little better position. This lays nicely to get on the 1, up for the 2, and takes care of the problem.
Yeah, now it's gonna matter even more. If the 7 goes by the 3 ball from this view, I would say no.
Oh, the further he goes, the tougher he gets. It kept going, and as you just saw his arms, oh no,
2 ball corner
trouble.
pocket.
He's going to back cut it. Good shot. Game saver there.
I like how he's taken the risk to run into the 14 on that. I think with the angle, of course, that he had, choosing to run into the 2 balls was cleverly spotted. And indeed, a game saver.
This could be a little trouble. He's got to make sure he misses the 14 and comes back for the 8. Makes it look easy. What a good shot. And KACI taking that game. Ouch on that 11 ball.
Yeah, I have to say, still missing the 11. Wasn't a guaranteed out for KACI if you imagine all the hard shots he's played.
Well, I saw
He
2
did get
really
the
good
game.
shots. That back cut on the 2 ball was good, and then even getting on the 8 ball, coming out for it, missing the 14 and coming over. But now a 3-2 lead for KACI.
Oh, absolutely crushed it. Makes 1. Now, the only ball I'm a little bit worried about, I mean, he could still go for the solids, but I do believe that 9 ball might have, well, maybe clustered up a bit. Not clustered up, but I'm saying it might not go to the bottom right, which makes things a lot more difficult. And for the solids, the 7 obviously doesn't go to the top right if you look at the 12 and the 14. So quite some work. If he can get maybe 2 real shape on the 9 to the side, or maybe a 9-12 combination, he could be on for the run out. Well, has to kind of shoot something on the 9. Problem he has is the fact that there is no other stripe near the bottom side of the table, so even if he chooses not to shoot the 9, he will have a hard time still getting on it. That's why he is now playing the 9-12 combination. I don't blame him at all. It's made 2 balls on that, George, and I think the combination might be laying, well, quite alright. Did he
Oh, he
land
got pretty
a little
straight
straighter
here.
on the 15? Yeah.
Extension.
And he's also queuing over the 6, so it's a little bit awkward putting the bridge hand down for quite a forceful shot coming up on the 15. He might still have a slight angle to go around 7-2 rails. Like I said, with that
Would
bridge
you
hand,
Would you consider just drawing it back a little bit and banking the 8-ball to the side pocket? Or is he going to just
I'm
come
not
around the table here?
sure.
Yeah, see, that's...
Well, he's on it.
I think that bank shot on the 8 would be a little bit easier than this shot right here.
Well, I have a feeling we are going to see KACI back at the table, but not with something to go aggressive at. If you look at the 8 and the 7 tied up, Dennis could possibly play safety on the 1. Don't think he has enough of the 4 to get behind the 3-6.
Extension. 2-ball side pocket.
Well, keep in mind that KACI kicks very, very well.
Well, the other option, but you have to kind of get perfect on it, is to play the cue ball all the way to the top right of the table, rolling up on the 7 and sticking it with the 7. But obviously you wouldn't want to make the 8 in the side, so I'm not thinking he would do that. Well, he's checking to see if the 7 does go by the 8, but can't really imagine. If it does, it's a game changer, of course. If it doesn't, he might have to open it right now. 2 rails into it, always guaranteed to have the 3 ball. No, he's played shape on it.
Well, he's going all in that it does go by the 8. And he was right. But look what he's done with the cue ball. Thin cut. Must avoid the side pocket.
Four ball corner pocket.
Oh.
This is a very tough shot, but KACI is a good shot maker. I think I like the play by Dennis there. Froze the ball on the rail.
8 ball corner pocket.
Let's see what
a
comes
little
up.
bit of a roll. Little bit of a roll. He's got it.
Oh boy. I thought he'd be smiling. He's just upset that he missed it. Gosh, I'd be smiling that I got what I left. Is he coming behind the 4 ball with the cue ball? No, he's going to stay right behind. Oh, he didn't get it. Didn't get the hook.
Oh, and this is a little bit of a let-off for KACI. If this 8 goes, he could get the 4-2 lead, and then he's slowly starting to run away from GRABE. I have to say, not. Ooh, that used literally everything on the corner.
Either way, it went down, and he gets the game on the scoreboard. Now leads 4-2. At 6 games, the players can opt to take a break, and it looks like they have as they've left the arena. Every 6 games, the players can take a break. For the most part, I think they have. And here's some stats from the pool stat guy, Michael Salmon. Match score is 4 apiece. You can see the time at the table favors KACI a little. The overall performance favors KACI, as the break success is the same. No fouls on the break, average ball pocketed. Dennis making half a ball more than KACI is. And both have the same shot after the break percentage. No fouls. 3 missed shots for Dennis, 4 for KACI. Balls pocketed. Of course, KACI would be higher. He's up by 2 games. And no real defense. Except for, I guess, Dennis pushing out that safety down at the bottom and leaving him that long 8. And it worked. He came back to the table, but not with a shot. – Let's see. I don't think I told you who how Dennis got to this men's last 16. He defeated Javier Martinez from Venezuela. And of course, we called the Shan Malayan match. And then he just got done in a tight match with Wu Kunlin from China, Chinese Taipei. Little 10-8 match. They went back and forth the whole time. I kept an eye on that match. And we'll wait for the players to get back. Just want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Pro Billiard Series matches here in Indonesia. We had 3 world title championships here. The men's doubles world championship that was won by the Chinese Taipei team. Canada coming in second. Poland and Peru semifinalists. And then we also have the WPA Predator Women's 10-ball championship, and the finals coming up right after this match. I believe that will be at 6 p.m. And it's going to be an all-Filipino final. Rubelin Amit and Cheska Centeno. Amit going for her 3rd World 10-ball title, and Cheska going for her 2nd World 10-ball title. KACI breaking here in game number 7. There goes the 11, and there went the cue ball. First time they've fouled on the break.
Well, if you imagine how square he's hit that break, cue ball stopping that, well, not in the center of the table, but I mean from where he's breaking, I would say perfect accuracy, to then being kicked in.
Now see, this is 8-ball. Stop shot, stop shot. Oh, he ran it down. I thought he'd shoot the 12 straight across with a stop shot off the 9 and come down for these 3 balls. But he ran it down, and he's still on him. Let's see if that let's see if that 12 ball doesn't come back and haunt him.
Yeah, I don't mind the pattern you just mentioned. The only thing I was thinking of is to get on the 8 ball, and that's most likely why he's left the 12 ball there, to still get to the 8 on the left center.
That's a very good point, Tim. Very good.
Yet it's still easy to land with too much angle on the 12, like to where it starts to be a big cut, or to where holding the cue ball is not so ideal. So, I mean, it's always easy to say, well, all the balls were in the open, he should be out. But all the balls were in the open and he should be out. Can now play for the
I think
12 in
it's
the left center.
Yeah, if he doesn't get on this 12 ball with the correct angle, it would be easier to get there from where he is right now for the 8. So the fact that he's going to leave the 12 ball for last, he better get a good angle.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to make sure George is not right.
He's let you
Oh,
down once.
I
Oh,
hate,
he's got it. He's perfect. He's perfect.
I hate to
Little
bring it to
drawback, and
you,
he's
but he's
there.
perfect.
Um,
Oh, KACI with the lead 4-2, scratching on the break, now 4-3. GRABE to break for possible 4 each. That would mean we're exactly halfway, but now I'm still getting a little bit ahead of myself. It is only 4-3. Look at his break. I just admire that cue ball. Like, I just think it stopped so perfectly to then being kicked right into the side pocket.
yeah, you just want to hit him, smack him that hard with that much control. Except that one he didn't control. He lost the cue ball in the side pocket. Gerson Martinez there observing. How's he doing, by the way? A big upset. I don't know if it was an upset, but Petri Makkonen defeated the reigning champion Joshua Filler in the last 32 match round. Defeated him 10 games to 6. And
Well, I have to
Gerson
say,
Martinez
go ahead.
not making it to the last 32. Okay, Tim, it's all yours.
Well, I just think it's very good to see that both players are breaking from the same side of the table. It must be very favoring them. Or the rack from this side. But not this time. Oh, look at how scrappy things are laying now. This is a super tough layout. We'll have to see a great finish from KACI. What a mess.
Well, his opening shots, he's got that. Is it the 12 ball? Straight to the corner pocket. Or the 4 ball. And of course, he chooses the 13 ball. I see what he was trying to do there, but that was unsuccessful. Does that? Yeah, it goes to the.
Corner pocket. Extension.
Yeah, KACI's been playing with that black for a long time. He's been playing for Predator since 2013.
Yeah, I do believe he's always have been playing with the Black Series. Definitely one of his favorites.
And that's one of the things you can find on PredatorQs.com. On the pro team, they have all the players. And then you click on their picture and it gives you the information of what they play with, some of the tournaments and titles.
Two ball.
Date
Corner
of birth. KACI resides in Tirana, Albania. His hometown is Lak. He has a pool hall there, I believe, with all Predator equipment.
Pocket. Extension.
Very upscale. Or should I call it a club, not a pool hall?
Well, I have to say it's the Predator Club. It's named. I think it's actually a pool room, I would say. But I know that in that area they're also quite fan of doing like the shisha lounges kind of thing. So maybe, well, it's definitely not going to be a club as in loud music and dancing, as far as I know.
And he got the perfect angle to come across him. Play the 8-ball to the same pocket. I think he was 18 or 19 years old when he was ranked number 1 in the world by the WPA.
Waiting for the cue ball to stop. And the 8th rack going to KACI. It's now 5-3 up. He is halfway there. Let's race to 10. The thing is, at some point, one of them is going to put on a package. They've been kind of trading back and forth a bit here and there. But at some point, the break is going to definitely work for either one of them. And that's where things are going to change completely, I feel like, in this set.
And here he is breaking in game number 9. Ten ball down. The 8-ball blocking the 15 ball. Does he have a starter on the solids? And I would say, due to the proximity of the 8-ball to that corner pocket and the fact that it blocks the 15, he may want the solids. Unless he can play the 11 off the 8.
Well, the other option is to play the 11, nudge the 15 as far as you can get it away from the 8, and then all the other stripes, they do go.
I think that's the option he's going to take, Tim. And an informative source tells me that KACI's place is more like a pool hall or a pool room with a bar. And he did exactly what you said, Tim. So, see, you were right. Does that make up for the one you kind of beat yourself up on?
No, I think one wrong call is... I mean, I probably will have to get
Unacceptable.
like 20 right or 30 right, you know. It just takes a bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tim's probably the only guy that's going to beat himself up over that call.
Yeah, I might not sleep, you know, tonight. Just saying.
That's right. That's exactly where I was going with it. He'll be up all night thinking about it. Me, I just think, I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again.
Oh, sweet cue ball there. To get to the 12 ball was always going to be the challenge because there's no other stripe nearby, but he's maneuvered the cue ball very nicely.
He's going to go ahead and bump the 13. You know, Tim, when he lined up on that shot, I was thinking that he might have to go rail first to get the cue ball off the rail on that shot, on the 13 ball. Because now he's in big
8 ball
trouble.
in pocket.
He's going to kick at one rail. He might be a favorite to make this. Nope.
Foul.
Well, a little bit of a break for GRABE.
A lot of indecision. Not
too sure
anymore.
why. Everything is spread so nicely.
Well, sometimes when you have too many options, it's hard to decide on one. Oh my Dennis. KACI now takes it 6-3 in that, with that big error there from Dennis missing the 4 ball to the corner pocket.
Yeah, still shocking the fact that KACI did not manage to run out in the original way.
Well, he got really straight on that 13 ball and thought he could just draw the ball over for it, but it didn't come over. See, right here, when he shoots his 13, goes to rail first, he gets the ball off the rail. He can just use a little draw shoot at rail first, and it comes right off. And those aren't the easiest of shots, but they're also not the hardest of shots. Kind of a in-between shot. But Dennis's miss was no explanation, just missed it.
Well, try break. He's getting back to the table very shortly after that miss.
Well, the high-powered match we were expecting with the break and runouts sure didn't develop. But it's been high-powered in other ways. From here, he's forced to shoot the combo. He's got to make sure that that 7 ball doesn't get on top of the 9. Or the 13, excuse me, whatever ball that was, that stripe. Yeah, when we get the overhead, it just changes the color of the balls. They're not as easy to read as here. It may be the reflection of those perimeter lights. Strong lighting from the top.
Extension.
I think he's still fine to go topspin in between the 8 and the 7. Don't think he can go in between the 8 and the 14 out. Might have too much angle.
And again, 2 rails around those balls, or is he going to hold it? He's going to hold up with inside. No, he's going around them. Okay.
So the
And
next
from a
rack
healthy
goes
lead,
to Dennis, and will be breaking to see if he can close that gap.
and Dennis with 2 table runs off of KACI's dry breaks.
And he's made one.
He's got a problem, though, doesn't he, Tim?
Yeah, well, that cluster, not the easiest to solve. Also, well, he's got the 15 if he wants to go stripes, but then that same 15 he would like to leave to open up the 14.
Well, I think I like the solids here, Tim.
Pocket.
Starts with the 4, he can get the 3, then the 1, and work his way down. The 8 ball's a little delicate, but very, very manageable.
Well, he does seem to take a lot of time for this. It must be something that is on his mind.
And he just opened up the 11 that gives him full access to the 8 ball.
Well, the 5 ball is a little bit of a lonely soldier on the left. So still a good positional shot needed to land in between the 5 and the 9.
He just got himself into a little bit of a pickle here. He's going to have to hold this 6 ball after he makes it. Hold the cue ball for the 7. He's going to have to kill it right here. Interesting. Now he's got to go back and forth for the 1.
Well, he's now looking to go back to the 7 and then to get on the 1.
Yeah, that had trouble written all over it.
7 ball corner pocket.
I am surprised when he shot the 3 ball, he didn't make sure he either opened up the 1 or stopped it there for the 1. But sometimes we just get out of line.
Well, he was awful
even-
close of still managing to get on the 1.
Calling the 1 ball on the side. Pretty much just playing safe. He didn't get the 15 to the bottom rail. Still waiting for one of these guys to go on a rampage and string 2 or 3 racks, or 3 or 4.
Yeah, with how great of a players they both are, I'm just surprised it hasn't been happening. And it's not the fact that they were not making balls on the break either.
Well, actually, I think they've broken dry at least 3 times apiece, maybe? Or twice, at least twice each.
But then on the breaks where they made the ball, it was not a guaranteed run out either. It was
Exactly.
tricky also. Well, KACI just picking up the pieces. Not too difficult when your opponent is missing the ball before the 8 or the 8.
I know you're upset. Just a green card.
Well, some stats from the pool stat guy. He tells me that the break success for Dennis is 60%, 2 dry breaks, and it's 50% for KACI, 2 dry breaks.
Well, I just heard the referee giving a card to Dennis for, well, using his equipment in a wrong way on the table. Let's say it like that nicely. Just couldn't see what kind of card, but I don't think it was the one where he loses an extra rack, but definitely will be taking this card with him for future reference.
Oh, for that right there.
Yeah, it can be a frustrating game, of course, not just 8 ball, but pool in general. Well, I guess it was a green one, so that means it's just a warning for now, but another slip could cost him the rack, so he has to be careful a little bit.
A third dry break for KACI.
Yeah, if he gets rid of the 7 ball as soon as possible, with all the solids on the right side of the table, the run out should be alright.
Yeah. I wonder if he used the 4 ball to go to the 2. I don't like that. I hate side pockets. I have an aversion to them, especially an 8 ball. And for the reason that if you don't get the perfect angle sometimes when you really need it, it really, really is hard to work with. Yeah. And there it is, just a draw back for the 2 ball, and he's in business.
Yeah, the only thing we've seen is the fact that every time he's been clawing back into the match, then for something like a dry break or a missed opportunity to happen, and then KACI winning another one. Like KACI is like kind of scraping racks away, which I don't think he's supposed to win sometimes.
Careful not to touch that 9 ball.
Uh-oh.
Oh, barely got there by the skin of his teeth.
8 ball corner pocket. Break.
Well, it's not out of hand. It's 7-5. The players take a break. Michael will probably give us some stats here. Kind of look over them and that's the third table run by Dennis off of KACI's dry break. And there's those stats we were looking for. You see both players. Well, they're still right around the 50% rate. KACI a little less, especially with 3 dry breaks. Actually 4. Overall performance is not too far apart. Seven to 5. So again, 8 ball is not much of a safety game, so you don't see very many safeties that result in ball in hand. But you do see a telling factor here is 5 missed shots by KACI and 4 missed shots by Dennis. 2 fouls by KACI, One on the break that I recall. And that's where we stand with the stats. Then there was one game, as pointed out, that KACI missed the 8, and then he had 2 chances to come back and make it, and finally did. Dennis with 3 table runs and 1 break and run. He broke and ran game 3.
Well, if he wants to tie the match at 7, for example, I have a feeling he will have to come up with another break and run at some point. KACI is not going to be missing balls more often, I feel like. It's gonna stop at some point.
Yeah, balls are flying in, but the only real shot he has here is the 9 ball. Unless you consider the 2 ball to the side pocket a shot.
Nine ball, corner pocket.
I think it's called a 9. The 9, of course, has a bigger pocket because of the 1. But we'll have to follow probably all the way to the 10, don't you think?
He might catch the point of the side pocket doing that. Although I think it hits the rail just before the side pocket. No, he played it off the 1. Smart shot. If he plays that directly to the pocket, that point of the side pocket was big. Now he has to find a way to get to that 15-12 from the 14. Looks like the 15 goes by the 12, in which case he could just bump the 7 and keep the cue ball there to take care of those. So let's see how he goes about his business.
Oh. That is trouble.
That's the 5th missed shot for Dennis.
Extension.
It's funny, there's six solids on the table, and he only has a shot on one. And it's hard to get to the next one.
3 ball corner pocket.
Well, he's now going to play the combination into the 10, possibly making the 3 ball, following it behind the 10.
Yeah, but it was a two-way shot. Look at his cue ball. He had position. Dennis doesn't. Oh, good shot by Dennis. Those side pockets have been avoided quite a bit.
14 corner pocket.
Well, that's
Oh,
2
boy.
great shots in a row. Does he have something next? I don't think the 15 goes, and I don't think he can hit the 12 full
16
enough.
corner pocket.
Oh, I can't tell. It's tight. Goes? He's got it. See if he comes around the 5 for the 8 ball to the left-hand side. Or does he choose to play the 8 to the side pocket? Yeah, he's coming around. Oh, it must go by the 7. Well, I'm going to have to say both these guys haven't played the way they played in their previous matches on the stream tables.
Well, on the way to the title, you're always going to have that one match where your game was not there, and still you will have to do it purely on character. I think that's what makes a champion. And both of these gentlemen, they have plenty of character. They grind very deep.
You're very right, Tim. I call that winning ugly. So when you have that bad match, but you still are able to get the win. 7-6.
And making a ball. We could be tied at 7.
Well, Dennis breaking
Extension.
twice, making a ball on the break.
Well,
Oh,
would you consider going just for the solids here? Because there's 3 solids near the 8 to at least do something.
I like that, Tim. Otherwise, you got a problem with a 13 and a problem getting 2. Open it up.
Oh, this is not a great start. Kind of forced into taking the 2. Even though you would want to wait for the 2 or the 7 to open up the 8. It's not going to happen from this position.
Oh my. That had to be, he had to have done that on purpose.
I think he actually did do that on purpose. The only thing is that I think he was trying to leave it open next to the 8, and I think he's locked up the 2 ball a bit.
This game's going to get interesting. KACI can go after that 8-13. Bring the cue ball up just a little, or actually go after it with the 11 to the side pocket. Yeah, this gives him the better angle to go after it right here. He's going after that 11 ball. His insurance ball is a 15.
Yeah, key shot coming up. Wow, could not have worked out any better.
Yeah. He had no need for insurance. You know, I find it an advantage. KACI, for instance, being sponsored by Predator, these guys can change cues every so often, or, things of that nature. But like you mentioned, Tim, he's been playing with that black for quite a long time. I think for about as long as I've known him.
Well, then again, Dennis having the opportunity to tie the match at 7. Does not manage to do so, and he is going to find himself 2 games down again.
And the bigger threat is KACI breaking. Sooner or later, he's got to come off the stall here. He's got to find some success with the break. Two games down and 2 games to go for KACI. This table does play pretty tight, and especially the side pockets. When you see some overheads, take a look at the side pockets. Take a look at the side pockets right now. Take a look at all of them. There's some pretty tight pockets. I would say possibly 4 1/8. Even though the specs on the table call for 4 1/4, they may have tightened them up a little more. And we are in stage 2, so it's single elimination. Loser goes home. And the fact that it's a final 16 will settle for $4,375. The winner moves up to double that in the quarterfinals. He changed where he's breaking from. And, the frustration setting in. The man with a powerful, powerful break has probably broken dry now. I'm going to say 5 times. Possibly 6. In 8 games. I know Michael Salmon can save me here and tell me how many dry breaks KACI has had.
Well, this rack is far from over though. Sure, you could cut the 7, opening up the 6. But then the 1 doesn't go by the 8, and the 2 ball is locked. Now if you go for stripes, use the 11 to open up the 13-15, then still you will have a problem with the 14, or at least the shape on the 14 is very tough. So I do like the stripes a bit more, but this has gone wrong. And he might be completely hooked.
Well, Michael gave me an interesting stat. He did tell me that KACI has broken dry 4 times, and only 3 times has the breaker won the rack. I know one of them was a break and run, Dennis's, in the 3rd game. And 3 other times Dennis ran out on KACI's dry break.
I think Dennis has left this 2 ball on for KACI. If he can go forward to leave the 7, opening up the 6, you could see KACI on the hill.
14, corner pocket.
Can he come back and open up the 15?
Well, I'm not so worried about if he can open it. I'm more worried about if he hits the 15 pretty full, then he might not get shape. Oh, and he's
Miscued.
miscued.
Extension. Two ball, corner pocket.
When we're done with
Nice
this
clean
track, I'm
shot.
going to
Oh,
when we're done with this track, I'm bring you some updates from the other 7 matches going on right now of the last 16. Some surprising turn of events.
well, making that long 2-ball and nudging the 1-ball over does make this easier to run out. Just got to make sure to get that angle on the 7 he needs to open up the 6. So that's where he's going now. And has done perfect. Still somewhat of a shot needed from the 6 to the 1. The 1 does not go to the corner where the 12 and the 13 are laying, so might have to draw all the way back. Well, he's off angle. Needs to slam this in. Is he going 2 rails forward, or is he going a very firm stun into the left long rail and out to the center of the table? I think he might be
I think he
stunning.
goes the stun. Yeah.
And he's missed it. Wow. All over the place this match.
They're scrambling. And he closes the gap. That big miss on the 1 ball would have put KACI on the hill. Instead, Dennis is within 1 game of tying things up. Alrighty. The other matches that just went on. Albin Ocean has defeated Petri Makkonen, who defeated Joshua Filler, and he beat him 10-3. Bader Alawaldi 10-6 over Radosol Babika, and Hayato Hijikata from Japan defeated Shane Van Boning 10-6. Daniel Maciol defeated his countryman Miško Fortunski 10-4. These gentlemen are 8-7. Ryan Hisu trails 6-7 to Bryant Sagiped from the Philippines. And then Mario He has lost to Clidio KACI 10-4. And then Alex Kasakis 10-5 over Genesis Awano from the Philippines. So, Dennis break here. Quarterfinal matches will be coming up at 6 p.m. here in Indonesia.
Well, 2 balls in. First look at the table. The 9 is being blocked by the 6, I believe so, in the top right. But the 1 ball might go to the bottom left in this view. So could take away the 3 ball now. Then go up table. I think he actually has a good chance here to tie the score at 8, George.
Yes, he does. Yeah, he doesn't have to move anything or bump anything. Oh, he does now. Oh, boy. Things got complicated really quick, didn't they? With that 7 ball on the 8. Uh-oh. He got a green card for that earlier.
Yeah, really has to be careful there. I mean, can you imagine if he still manages to run out and then next KACI gets a free rack because Dennis might get another green card. That would be crazy. I mean, I was thinking I would see a lot of, well, how do I say, tense moments between these two, but I have a feeling it's gonna get more tense if that happens.
Yeah, it's going to put a negative twist on a match that's been hard on both of them. And for those that don't know what a green card is, they're using the green card for a warning, a yellow card for a penalty, and 2 yellow cards is a loss of match. You get the red. And earlier, Dennis got a green card for striking the table with his cue. And he just, if you just noted, I did it again. Even though it wasn't real hard, these referees don't put up with that. So let's see if he It didn't look really bad, not to me, but I just noted that since he'd already got one, he'd have to be careful not to get another. And that's one thing we don't look for in any match, is any kind of controversy. Especially if he does get the yellow and he loses a rack here, loses this rack. Just think that would put him at 8-8. And
Full corner pocket.
instead it'll be Hill. Is KACI granted the win, or he just loses the rack? I'm not sure about that. And it looks like the 8. Oh, it's tight. But I think it goes. And it does.
Did use a lot of body movement there to make the 8, but in the end, it's all about the result.
You know what's funny is I think he walked into the referee so he couldn't reach for the green card. I'm teasing, of course. Doesn't look like he's going to be getting one. So,
Well,
and that was a break and run.
I used to have a coach who also was an EPBF referee, and he taught me something which I found very interesting. So for the cards, or just in general, any penalties as a referee, they also have to judge by, is it emotion or is it aggression? Because you should be able to be disappointed in case you play a bad shape or you miss a ball. Like, something natural coming out of that should be different than if someone goes aggressive and slams cues and throws chalk and like goes really aggressive. Now, we all know both sides happen, but they seem to go according that. So if it's like over abusive aggression, then they will definitely give the card, and when it's more of an emotion kind of reaction, then sometimes they won't. So it's a little bit tricky sometimes.
Well, KACI had enjoyed a 4-2 lead and then a 6-2 lead. 6-3 lead. But Dennis has worked his way back to a pair of 8s.
Well, it's a race to 2 now.
Look at the mess up on top.
Yeah, but he's on the, I think it's the 13. He might be able to pocket the 13 and open up the cluster right away.
Well, if it goes hill, they'll be at 6 games and they can take a break. See if they do, and see if it does. Or does someone just pull away? He has the combo.
Oh, corner pocket.
Well, I think I like to take the 14 now first. Just play with a hint of right, just in case you catch a piece of the 1. It stays away from the trouble. The 11 needs a bit of work. Doesn't go to the bottom left, but the 9 is near, so also that shouldn't be a problem. Maybe just a shape to get on the 8.
Extension.
Going to the middle of the table for this 14 ball. Nice when the middle of the table's clear like that.
And the 8. Now to get on the hill first. Pounds it in. KACI now on the hill. One more rack to get to the quarterfinal of the World 8-Ball Championship.
Yeah, keep in mind that the players are on a 30-second time clock. 60 seconds after the break, 30 seconds per shot, and 1 extension per rack. The extension is the same time, is 30 seconds. KACI breaking to close out the match. He's been dry too many times. Can he finally find a break? I just can't believe he's won 9 games and no break and runs.
Well, he went back to the original side, the side where he was breaking from since the beginning. Did change to the other side last break, but just doesn't really seem to work in any way. Now, what a finish this would be if GRABE can run out this and then break and run for the finish. That would be insane. Like I said, I think this match has all the ingredients to go dramatic, and it could happen.
It could. Dennis has had 2 break and runs. He had one in the second game and then one in the 16th game.
Now, Well, he's always going to have the 9 to the side still, but that's quite the cut. And I don't think the cut on the 14 is there either. I think the 14 is laying just a bit too far past the side. Can you imagine he might have screwed up after the first shot?
9 ball, side pocket.
Well, a little bit of traveling still to do. Mainly trying to find the center of the table, I would say, the next couple shots. And then now to get to the 8, can he still play low left, drawing to the left side of the 8 over one rail, or does he have to cross over?
I think he'll cross over.
Well, good call and good speed. He's on the 8. We've seen him shoot an 8 ball with quite some body movement before. Can he stay still on this one?
Break.
And see, I thought they'd go for a break. I knew KACI would. At 9-9, they do go for the break. And has anything changed in the status of these players? I read them all off. There's only, yes, Claudio KACI has defeated Mario He. 10 games to 4. So the only 2 matches going on is this one between Eklund and Dennis, and Ryan Hasu and Bryant Saguped from the Philippines. And here's what I was interested in seeing. Yeah, Dennis has overtaken KACI in the overall performance. And just by looking at some notes here, Dennis has 4 table runs, possibly 5. And KACI only has really 1, possibly 2 if I missed one. I know Michael will correct me, and we can get that before the end of the match. But look at the break success. Dennis has gone up to 67%. KACI is down at 33%. Nine breaks, and he's only been successful 3 times according to that percentage. If anything will cost you a match in a race to 10, that can play very, very big. Let's take a look at missed shots. They both have 6 missed shots. KACI with 2 fouls. One was on the break. So I can see the frustration in both gentlemen as far as the break goes. They're both very powerful and pretty much control break. Only 1 scratch out of 18 breaks. But a match like that will frustrate you. And these are the gentlemen that are in the quarterfinals already. Albin Ocean will be playing Bader Alawaldi. Hayato Hichikata will be playing Daniel Maciol. Claudio KACI will be playing Alex Kazakis. And I guess the winner of this match will be playing the winner of Ryan Hisu and Bryant Sagyuped from the Philippines. And that'll be your quarterfinalists. That will come up at 6 p.m. And KACI's back. Bump fist for sportsmanship. Deep breath and a drink of water to get rid of the frustration. And off we go. 1 game to see who moves forward. Let's see if the cue ball stays on the table.
It does. But no ball dropping. Slight bit of cut on the break this time. Not the squarest of hits, but still good energy on the balls. Now, if he plays the 1, nudges the 5 out of the way, I think all of the solids are open.
I like your shot there, Tim. I like playing the 1 ball here. And so does Glenty KACI.
Now, the 5 actually laid really nice to get to the 4 ball. There was no ball near the 4, so that was a little bit tricky. Now, the 7 might go in the top left and the top right. So I like to go 5, 7, use the 4 to go down table for the 3-6.
Extension.
Careful not to get behind the 13. Oh.
Well,
Uh,
trying to catch the 13 full. It's not impossible, George, but this is not everyone's favorite shot.
yeah, I was going to say, this is no gimme. And the 8 plays big here.
Wow, he's managed well. He's
Oh,
managed
perfect.
absolutely perfect.
And there it is. Just a follow shot here for the 8 ball.
Wow, how is he going to scrape this match away? Unreal drama between these two. I think it all came down to the break eventually. Not that they have played perfect, but a lot of dry breaks this match.
And there it is. Tough match between these two. Both of them a little frustrated with the breaks. He's trying to shake the referee's hand. He wants to take off his gloves. KACI will move up into the quarterfinals.